2 Corinthians 3. 2 Corinthians 3 contrasts the new covenant with the old covenant, which was the law of Moses. And Paul talks of how Moses regularly met with the angel of God face to face, and the glory of that angel was reflected on the face of Moses. But that glory faded over time. The Israelites were frightened of the glory that was shining from Moses' face, and so he covered his face with a veil. But that meant that they didn't actually realize that the glory shining from his face was actually a fading glory. And Paul contrasts this situation with our experience as we meet Jesus face to face. We, he says, with an unveiled face and reflecting the glory of the Lord Jesus, are all transformed into the likeness of him from glory to glory by the Lord the Spirit. So we're like Moses, but we don't look into the face of an angel, but into the face of the Lord Jesus. His glory then reflects off our faces. But we wear no veil. Our faces are open, so that all can see that glory reflected from our faces. And bit by bit we are changed. The amount of glory we reflect increases. That's the meaning of from glory to glory. And our face, or our likeness, becomes the face of Jesus. And that process is achieved by the Lord Jesus working through his Spirit, even by the Lord the Spirit, as 2 Corinthians 3 says. So we must pray to Jesus as well as to God and ask for his Spirit to work in our hearts. The glory of God was not simply a bright light. When God showed Moses his glory, God revealed to Moses his character. His character is his glory. Yahweh, a merciful and gracious God, slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness and truth, forgiving iniquity, etc. So his characteristics are his glory. To reflect the glory of the Lord Jesus, then, is to reflect his characteristics, his personality, in other words, his Spirit. And that is why this change is achieved by our openness to the Spirit or to the mind of Jesus, which he is willing to place within us. This is the way, then, to true freedom. Where the Spirit of the Lord Jesus is, Paul says, there is liberty. There the heart is free. Serving any system of rules of self-justification is going to result in a lack of freedom. We'll be limited by our own smallness and weakness. We'll be frustrated all the time that life wasn't as we think it could have been or should have been or ought to have been. But where the Spirit of the Lord Jesus is, there the heart is free. Now, we all like the idea of freedom, but it remains an illusion to everyone who has not accepted Jesus anyway, because freedom is not freedom to do whatever we want to. That is merely slavery to the flesh. To have the Spirit of Jesus is to be set free from the principles and the power of sin and death, those ties that bind, and to become the spiritual person we secretly would like to be. And so truly, where the Spirit of the Lord Jesus is, there the heart is free.